Left-hand one was kind of your before, right-hand one was now the after, okay? If you look at the left-hand side, the back is going to be longer because it's a longer shot, but from here now there's definitely a distinct movement. You can kind of see your head there, sort of moving back to the right, which generally means your right shoulder is going to be coming underneath, dropping on the inside. You see a thin shot there, club coming much from a very sort of flat and shallow angle, hitting up on the ball. Like so. So you look at that impact position kind of there.
This isn't going to bugger up my driving, by the way.
No, not at all, because it's the same angle here now. All that's going to happen is the ball's going to be further forward, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the same angle. So if you look at this angle here now, if we actually look at the impact, okay, there's your impact there with an eye in there. You can see the loft of the ball now is coming up in the air.
Yeah.
And that now is a good sort of straight line there with a little bit more over the ball there with your chest, whereas this one is sort of way back here. Okay. Now what would happen obviously with a driver as your clubs start coming through here? As you draw ball position with the driver, heading up on the ball. You might find, because that's 3 wood, is it 3 wood drive? You 3. You meant to hit quite high. That's something to play about with, okay? But I mean, in terms of the movement there now, everything now is moving on to that left side.
And the other thing I don't do with the 3 wood is I tee it up in the middle of my feet. I don't tee it up on the front foot at all.
That's why you drive straight into the ball, you see. Because what's happening is, if we think about these two positions, if we look at the impact there now, if I put a line down from sort of your torso there, so the middle part of your chest, if the ball was here, okay, that would be the right amount of sort of behind the ball to give you an up on the shot sort of sensation. If your golf ball is more in the middle, you need your torso to be back behind here. To get the same kind of hitting up on it. So what you were doing with the drive was kind of 2 wrongs making a right. The ball was too far back, and you were just moving back to get a good ball position. And I always say ball position should be measured off where your torso. That's where the club bottom's at. You can move it here, and your feet there, and your feet where your torso is. That's where your low point of your swing up is going to be. With the drivers, with the longer clubs, you want to be up on the golf ball. Okay, which we kind of get that, okay? So if the ball is too far back, you have to then move back. And because potentially it's more fun smashing a driver or through it a long way, and if you duff a few iron shots, well, that's celebrity, rather than maybe sort of being terrible with the driver and then hit some good iron shots. So you probably got defaulted to improving the driver with that swing, and it's kind of worked and gone, well, my irons, I'll just get away with sort of just knocking them down at somewhere, a bit thin, a bit toey kind of thing. So iron shot's going to be just left to centre, 3 would be further forward. And there'll be a little bit of play about with that, okay, to figure out how far forward. There are guys who put it
maybe even how high you tee the ball.
I mean, based on that, I think G20 or G33, which probably your tee's going to be about something like this sort of height. If you start going the blue tees or the red or the bigger ones.
I know. I mean, I have to tee it right down.
Exactly.
Because very often I get
the high one, exactly, and that's partially when you get the sky one. If the ball's back here, you've made a good swing. And the way to look at it, if you've got one wrong and everything else works correctly, as in the swing's good but the setup's wrong, it'd be a bad shot. If the ball's too far back, too far forward, the club's wrong or the grip's wrong, one fault with a perfect swing equals a fault with 2 wrongs. If you've got one setup fault and therefore a swing fault that may compensate, it's a good shot. But then you can't play golf around the rest of your life, sort of relying on 3 or 4 things to make a right and so on. So when you've got the ball in the right position or the wrong position, and you make a swing like this one, you just end up hitting the ball a little bit too much down the ball with hit your left nostril. Okay, so tee it down fairly low anyway, red tees or whatever it may be. But move it forward just a smidgen. But the same feeling of moving from here now, you're moving onto that left side a bit more, so you're striking down.
And the
you
same
can put that stick
kind of movement with the
same, exactly, because even though you felt you were dragging your hands through there, if we have the hands here, I would say if that sort of impact your if I use a straight line, there's your hand, blue line, there you go. That's kind of your hands there. Your hands are slightly in front of the golf ball. If we go forward a frame now to the golf club, okay. Club's now in line with the hand, you see. And if you then went even further forward, okay, there's your hands and there's the club face. So depending on where in that position you put the ball position, you'll get the correct angle of attack. So you've got a real high one, tee it a bit higher, put the ball way forward, and you'll be up on the ball kind of this way, whoosh. Get it wrong, it's a complete mess obviously, but there'll be guys on tour, for example, who want to be on a par 5, if I get a real good, I can turn when I get them down the fairway, get on the green too, they'll just tee it forward, lean. Look at the long driving guys. I mean, these guys have got massive stance, the ball's got it there somewhere, and they're just like whacking up on the ball so much, but they got 4-degree drivers or 2-degree drivers, so it's a little bit different obviously with them, but moving the ball position up and down, sort of a bit of play about with that, but it's the same swing, same movement, same angle with the golf ball. We want your hands to be sort of coming down and basically coming back to the golf ball the same, not leaning back behind the golf ball, trying to scoop it. Hence why when you hit the ground, you're always at the ground back here.
Yeah.
There's no physical way you can hit the ground the size of the golf ball
No.
when you're back here. Just reach your arm. So
Yeah.
makes sense, yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent, good stuff. I'll have a couple more then, and we'll have a look see how they go from there. Okay.